And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on the Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard Kill the Creator by Orinoco. Check them out playing this Friday with Hive, Luca, Outlaw, I the Enemy, and the Omniscient. Just $15, Morgan tells me, at Cheers Music Venue in Midlothian. Morgan, where's Midlothian? Thanks. The band is also playing next Tuesday, the 29th at Livewire Lounge with my band. Yay, the forms they take.
Did you say yay or gay?
Both. Yay, gay! And we'll be playing next Tuesday with the Convalescence at Livewire. So remember earlier we were talking about places where you're really stoked to play because
the tacos.
Livewire's got tacos like 2 doors down. I'll be getting some tacos next Tuesday. And that show is $21. Oh, I'm sorry, 21 up. It's a bar. $8 in advance and $10 DOS day of show, Morgan tells me. Tuesday. And then we also heard Opatia, and that track was The Sixth Extinction. And Morgan also wants me to let you guys know, don't forget to get your tickets from the band and from Terranaut for their show also this Friday, opening up for the, Aperture Schematic. That's the band. They're opening up for the Aperture Schematic, Oceans of Slumber, and Morgan tells me the legendary Insomnium. Just $22.
They're good. Good band.
And
They're really good.
Insomnium.
Insomnium.
Aren't they from Sweden?
They're from Sweden. They're from somewhere overseas.
They're pretty tired.
They're pretty tired from flying. I am Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle. Sitting next to me is Chuckles, the Chuckle Factory. Morgan, what was the cool name we came up with?
Chat with Chuckles.
Chatting with Chuckles.
Chatting with Chuckles. Oh, that's the segment. That's not the... Okay. Sitting next to me is Charles, a.k.a. Chuckles.
Charles the Chuckle Monster.
Oh, Charles the Chuckle Monster. He laughs when you rub his belly. And we are here with us. Ooh.
He's ticklish.
We are
It's a
here
little
with
lower
us
than the tummy there, Fabio.
for the first time. Varaha. I pronounced that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves, what you do in the band, and who's missing tonight?
Our drummer, Dave.
Dave.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then who's the rest of you peoples? Tell the Metal Experience world.
Hi, everybody. This is Fabio. I'm the guitar player, singer from Varaha.
Brian, the bass player.
I am Joel. I am the other guitar player.
Joel, I was hoping you were going to say I'm the other bass player.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming out on a school night to hang out with us.
Thank you.
$2 tacos.
$2 tacos, baby. Woo, woo. Why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of background to the story, like how you guys all met, when the band formed, and give me all the dirty details.
Pretty
Brian,
much.
give me the dirtiest details. I'm looking at you.
Oh, God.
We and Fabio felt sorry one day. We were walking down the street and we saw him in the ditch, and we decided to bring him in. But
I had a bass on me, so
Yeah.
it happened to work out.
With no strap. Just
No
holding the
strap.
bass.
Nice.
And 2 strings.
2 strings?
2 strings.
Nothing. One day, I decided to play music again. Put an ad up, say, hey, I'm looking for, I want to do something melodic. And just happened to met Joel. And, it's like 2010, 11/10, 2013.
I think,
Yeah.
that
And,
was 2013.
And we just met up. We just started jamming and working on music. And we just clicked musically. Kind of speaking the same language.
It took a while to get other members.
Yeah. But...
We probably jammed for a good 6 months, probably.
Yeah, and then, just piece by piece, just like life, just gonna roll the dice, and then shit happens, and we meet good right people along the way, and just make shit happen, really. And then, we came to the point where, finally Brian joined us, and then David eventually joined us, and then, okay, we got this, And Joel and I had a strong repertoire of music that we readdressed for everybody, including everybody in the process. And just pretty much looked at each other, hey guys, let's do something different. Let's do it, you know.
So this lineup, how long has this lineup been?
2015? 3 years, yeah. I think so. When did Joel, when did
Maybe 2.5 or 2. I
when did
can't
you
remember.
join? Yeah,
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't know, just 3 years about.
Well, fuck yeah. And you guys released a CD that we're going to play tonight.
Yes.
And then you guys are also in the works on
Still,
a
yes,
new
still
CD.
being-
Full length coming out soon, hopefully.
So the CD that you guys we're going to play, are we playing it in full tonight?
The EP, sure. You know,
Yeah,
it came out, this year, 2017, in February. You know, we had our hard copy release for the EP, and
How many tracks are on that bad boy?
3.
3.
And what is it called?
The first one is called Cubicle,
Well, what's the EP called?
self-titled.
Oh, it's self-titled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got that one out the way.
Or we could do every CD self-titled.
Yeah.
Good.
What was the band?
But it
name?
gets messy because look at the Harry Potter movies. Then you never know which one, what order they come in. So
No
This is
idea.
part 1.
You guys
Part
should
two.
be best friends with Bloodletter. They love Harry Potter, especially Tanner.
They do not. Tanner hates.
by the way, I've never seen a movie.
You never seen Harry Potter?
I never have. I started watching and then something happened.
You
Something happened.
You
I'm
found
I don't know.
something-
I'm from Italy. I'm a Tolkien boy.
You're
I think
Tolkien boy?
Tolkien. The Lord of the Rings and such.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's a Zelda guy.
I'm a Zelda guy, ultimately, yeah.
Hey, I've got.
He's
Yeah.
counting.
Count
Hey, I've got the Lord of the Rings extended edition. I got.
No way.
of all of them, of all 3.
Yep.
They're
Nice.
already
Hey,
extremely
hey,
long.
I've got the Hobbit, and then I got the Hobbit extended edition.
That's the way to do
edition.
it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
extended edition Lord of the
Taking
Rings
the
are
3-hour
amazing.
movie, they're 18-hour movies.
They're 6. But anyway,
What do you mean they're 6?
it's like 3 hours more of bonus features on top of the movie, so it's like 6 hours per,
Hey,
or maybe more.
Could do a marathon.
Hey,
Oh,
when they
yeah,
fil-
I
hey,
have.
when they
Watch
filmed-
one movie.
They did that Tower Hall.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of the Rings
Marathon,
marathon, yeah.
Hey,
Beautiful.
when they filmed the movies, they had to film all 3 movies together, so
Mhm.
that it
Yeah, long time.
because it was too expensive.
It was beautiful.
Too expensive to keep sending people back?
Yeah.
New Zealand,
Well, they
man.
built the sets in the mountains
Yeah.
and everything. I mean, that was just there in New Zealand for a while. But anyway, we'll talk about more metal. So
Yes.
the name of the band. How did you come up with that? Because
Varaha!
this is also the EP title, so I want to know what it means and how you chose that.
That's on you, Fabio.
Oh, it's on me. Okay. Well, basically, ultimately, I think that a lot of bands have this very Western world thematics going on. And myself coming from overseas, everything is very Westernized. And I'm like, well, let's look out of our, let's look elsewhere. There's a commonality of interest. There's a commonality of subtext and sensibility throughout the world. And I said, hey, you know what? Let's look somewhere else, and said, not even, let's go India, something. Let's look at some names in India. And somebody told us, hey, in Varaha. I'm like, okay, cool. This sounds pretty cool. But then something funny happened is that, me, Joel, myself, and, the bandmate said, yeah, this sounds pretty cool. And I told to a friend of mine who met in Puerto Rico, I said, hey, what name of the band Varaha? What do you think? And he misunderstood. And he said, Baraha? I'm like, no, Varaha. No, Baraha. I'm like, what do you mean? And he said, actually in Spanish, Baraja means the card that you're dealt in life. Like, it's a deck of cards. Hey, Baraja, man. Like, these are the cards that you're dealt.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a vision of fates versus Varaha, which is actually, it's in Indian, is the avatar of Vishnu in boar form, lifting the earth from underneath the ocean. And I think that, when I had this, interesting, okay, so in India, this is a boar lifting the ocean, showing rebirth, showing struggle, showing, renaissance in many ways. Versus in Spanish, hey, these are the cards you got, man. It's like a vision of fate, a vision of, hey, hard life. So these very similar words have very contrasting meanings, And then I thought about, absolutely, show me a picture, yeah. And I thought about it, wow, it's very interesting because sometimes, I wonder, do we have free will, or is there any predestination? How does this work? Do we design our own destiny, or is it already written? It's always this kind of question. I'm not a religious person. Personally, I like philosophy, and I'm a little spiritual sometimes, but I like the contrast of these very conflicting concepts, and I said, you know what, this works. Let's do it.
Nice.
We sh-
That is really interesting.
It'd be int-
Were there any band names that didn't make the cut that were super awesome?
I'm
As
sure,
an
I'm sure
awesome,
there's
I
some
mean terrible.
emails.
There's a lot of emails.
That'd have been good to find out. I don't even know what some of the other ideas were. It's been so long.
Charcoal Spirits.
Charcoal. Yeah, that's right. I always wanted charcoal.
Charcoal
Spirit.
Spirit.
I had a solo project named Charcoal. I said, yeah, maybe I can continue name something Charcoal Spirit, but like, no, let's do something fresh. Let's start from scratch. Let's not look here. Let's look somewhere else. And Varaha came up. Yeah.
Charcoal Spirits.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that
$2 charcoal.
the first
Yes.
first song is called Cubicle.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Cubicle about?
Is this about your average day at the office? You know?
The cubicle.
Okay.
No. Just
So
actually, well, the lyricist should.
It really is what Joel just said. Actually, kind of really makes sense. It really directly is referred to the day at the office. Really, I think that for myself, coming from overseas, and moving here to the States and seeing how the cultures are very different, but they're not. Sometimes we do get stuck in some ways of thinking, obsessed with material stuff, and we kind of like close ourselves in a cubicle where it's a job or a lifestyle, especially I remember many of us earlier before the show, you were talking about, your CD collection, and I remember those days as well, those magic adolescent years. And I think the cubicle really is about, and maybe partially my music as well, is about thinking about those magic adolescent years, although with the bitter knowledge that those years are gone.
Well, if I
that's
can
an
go back,
interesting take. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't buy the William Hung CD that I bought. I probably wouldn't I bought Macho Man Randy Savage's rap CD.
Hey, that's a classic.
It is.
Although you still cherish
Be
those
a man,
moments,
I actually, there were posters inside both of those CDs. They hung in my living room for quite some time.
Hung.
So hung. Yeah, just throwbacks. Those are two, and both those CDs were like $19. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? They couldn't be like
That's
$9.99.
ridiculous. I can't believe you
I
did
spent that money.
Well,
I
let's
spent that money.
Do you mind? Let's play Cubicle. Let's give everybody a taste of
Oh,
the music
taste.
that you brought tonight. So don't forget, fire up those grills, drink a cold one, and here's
Charcoal spirits.
Cubicle.
What's up, guys? I'm Anthony.
I'm Cody.
Tom. And we're from Orinoco. Thanks for listening.
To the Metal Experience.
Can I get you to do that again, but just like, better?
To the Metal Experience.
That was great.
That's it.
it. Love it.
That's it.
Love it.
We are back. I am Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze.
Hey-o.
Chuckling Charlie Chocolate Monster.
Whoa. Keep adding to the name.
And we are here with Varaha. And we just heard Cubicle off of the self-titled EP. When was that EP released, guys?
We did a soft release at the very end of 2016, but ultimately it had a proper distribution. The official release was in February of 2017. Yeah.
Awesome. So a little over a year old.
Yeah, time flies.
Where did you record the album at?
The full length,
What? No, the EP.
the EP or the album?
Yes.
You actually did it at our drummer's friends, or the drummer's other band's studio, practice studio, actually.
So we started off, basically in our practice studio independently.
And then after we recorded, we took it to another guy to get mixed.
Well, we have Mike Lust jumping in. I did vocals at Mike Lust as well. So we had a couple different studios, just like the full length.
So, yeah, it was definitely a DIY EP.
Is that where also you're recording your new album at?
No. Basically, Adam Stilson, who was the producer for the EP, mixed the EP. So we gave him very, very rough tracks, really raw tracks. And Adam Stilson from Decade Studios, he basically produced the EP and made it sound the way it is right now. So we are very grateful for all of his work. And because of the quality of the sound of the EP, I think that Adam understood our sensibility. We decided to actually record the full length at a proper studio. So we ended up going to Decade Music Studios to record the full length. Although there's a couple other studios involved as well. We're not going to mention them yet, but there's a couple of surprises, that will pop up on a full length that we're not ready to disclose yet. So ultimately, we use 3 recording studios for a full length as well.
Wow.
Decade Music Studio being the primary one where the band recorded, because Adam, being our sound engineer and producer as well, is pretty much overseeing the project.
That's awesome.
How many tracks are going to be on the full length?
Oh, can we say
20?
20? No.
It seems like that.
It seems like that. Yeah, it's a very ambitious
it's like
project
10,
actually. It's 9. We've cut it down. 9
okay.
tracks will be made the cut for the full length. Hopefully, actually, we do not have the masters yet. It's been a very long process. We start recording in believe it or not in December with 22 days recording sessions between the 3 studios. And ultimately, Decade Studios moved to a new location downtown to a bigger space, so they kind of went extra large and
Grande.
Yeah, grande.
Ooh.
And but because of that, we lost 1 month from mixing, so we're running slightly behind, and also we're being, it's kind of like a big ambitious project. It's taking a little longer than we expected to mix the full length.
So is all the recording done, or just...
Yes.
The recording's been done since February 16th of this year.
A lot of mixing going back and forth, and just trying to get the right sounds.
Yeah.
Right sounds.
Now we've never
What have we never done?
We've had a couple that have classified themselves as atmospheric metal. What is atmospheric metal? Because it's not super loud and grungy and just in your face. That there's a whole bunch of different elements that come into it.
It's a very broad.
Yeah, it's a bar. Yeah.
I mean, definitely. It's definitely melodic. It has that kind of cavernous feel to it. Tons of reverb and all that jazz. Give it that.
What it comes down to, really, atmospheric metal, it could sound like a limitation, but it's not. I think that, we are very privileged in many ways within the metal scene that you have so many bands that are completely different. You have Suffocation, which is very wonderful and brutal, and then you have very melodic band like...
At the Gates or something.
At the Gates is in between. So exactly, even better example, you have Suffocation, then you have At the Gates, and then you have The Gathering, then you have Amorphis. You have all these bands that are very, very different, although melodic, and besides suffocation, obviously, but meaning that you have kind of like the freedom to like do whatever you want in many ways. So hey, what genre do you play? We're not a death metal band, and we're melodic, dark, atmospheric metal band. I don't like labels per se because there are limitations. This being said, I think that a lot of bands that play atmospheric metal kind of have the freedom to do whatever they want in many ways, and are very different from one another. I think that's very important. And add on to that the Chicago sound. You have a whole different kind of worms. Like we're not in Scandinavia, we're in Chicago here. So in many ways, you have the influence from the Chicago music, the Chicago sound, and then you have a whole backlog of backstory from the whole musical history from Europe, and then you have a lot of wonderful American atmospheric bands as well. Gallo, to name a few, Pelorian, you name them.
DeLorean.
DeLorean.
Polorian?
But DeLorean would be a cool band name.
Yeah.
Ha, named it. Copyright, I'm taking it. DeLorean.
85.
DeLorean 85. Yeah. That and Chicago Chainsaw Massacre. Taken. And Rusty Clearwater and the Buttermilk Mountaintop Boys. Taken. Got
That's
them
a
all,
good
guys.
one.
So I'm not sure if I answered Morgan's question right, but like, why do you want to call yourself atmospheric
It's-
metal? Because
Yeah.
I hear it. I hear
Yeah,
it.
it's it has a feel. It's
Well, no, I know why you might. I was just for those that are unfamiliar with the atmospheric
the
genre,
Okay.
because it's not around Chicago. It's not as common. It's deathcore or death metal or metalcore. Like
Poop metal.
atmospheric is a very, I think, special genre of metal that is only touched by those that feel like they can conquer it, which you guys have. So I just think that it's different than what we usually get on the show, and it's been a
kicking
while
ass
since
and taking names.
there you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Absolutely.
So, Morgan, is there such a thing as poop metal?
it can be if you make it.
Is there something like the brown chord where
Hold
you
on,
hit it?
let me
Take
just
it.
see
And
what
take
Google
it? Poop
says.
metal.
Okay,
Copy.
Google.
Cheers.
Who is poop metal?
Poop metal. She's asking Google, guys. So, isn't there such a thing as like you hit the brown note and you just shit your pants?
So this is what came
Yeah.
up when I searched that.
Poop metal.
A video called "I Gotta Poop."
I like where this is going.
Poop facts you didn't know about, and where does my poop go?
Wow.
And then there is the top 10 best metal songs about pooping.
oh,
What?
wow.
Do you
Name
want to?
some?
Do you want to
Can
know
you-
this?
Yes.
I think we need to play one.
So during my 7th year anniversary show, we're going to
Oh,
talk
yes.
about the 10
This is
best metal
Morgan's
songs about pooping.
7th
Hold
year
on.
anniversary.
So funny story about this. Luco, read the text message that I sent you from earlier. So I was going through back in 2011 posts just to kind of see where we were at. And Luco sometimes likes to just pretend he's me or say things on the internet to claim that
I don't
it's
know
me.
where you want me to look.
Look at that message that I sent you about what we said in 2011 about the status that I was like, this was not me posting.
You texted me something? I'm totally confused.
Okay.
Where are we?
So I
go to
looked back
2011.
in posts from 2011, and there was
Okay.
a status that was posted. And I was
that's my
baffled
fault.
because I don't remember ever seeing this. And I was like, this is not something I would post because I don't say things like that.
Like what?
Like what? Please do tell.
Is it about pooping?
Is it about pooping?
And this is, I've got to find it again.
I'm
Hold
really
on a
mad this
second.
guy ain't chuckling over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Charles.
Chuckles, just chuckle a bit. Okay, where the fuck is this now? This
sent
is
this to
driving
me today?
nuts. No, I sent it to you last night, and obviously,
Right down.
game over. I've been unplugged. I'm not talking anymore. So maybe I've missed it.
Oh man. Morgan,
See,
I have
okay,
no
so on
idea.
December 27th of 2011, the status read, "Hey, Morgan, I'm taking a pregame shit before the show. Poop." That was Luco posting, and I was like, really? Really?
No, you
That
ne-
was the
you
status that you
never sent
posted for
that
the
to
metal
me.
experience. I did.
you
But anyway,
You plead the fifth on that, or
I know. I would totally claim that, but you never sent it to me.
I did, but I don't know.
Maybe it
so
didn't
here
go
we go.
through.
This is what Metal Sucks has claimed to be the 10 best metal songs about pooping.
And please chime in. What's
So
your
Static
thoughts?
X's song "Love Dump" is number 10.
Oh,
that's a good one.
all right.
Which I had no idea that that's what it was about because I really do like that song.
Love
now that it
Dump.
says that, now I just think
I thought that was
it's
about getting dumped by your love.
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
It's about loving
Yeah, sorry,
dumping.
Luco.
So it says that
What does it
Even
says that?
the song's general structure is perfectly suited to dropping a deuce. It's largely repetitive, gradually increases in intensity, has a lot of screaming, and concludes on a triumphant note. So
We're gonna
they
have to
say that
re-listen
this
to
is
that
Wayne
song.
Static's greatest contribution to society. That's what they say. They say Chimera's The Venom Inside is about it. And they say it because of the lyrics, I tried to escape, push it away, tried to hide the venom inside. I don't know how you get that that's about poop.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Throw it out.
Apoplexy, bounds of feces boiling in my bowels.
Oh my goodness.
That's a song.
Jeez.
What about Frantic Disembowelment by
I
Cannibal
haven't.
Corpse? Did that
We're
get on there?
only
Okay.
on number 8.
Okay.
Number 7
Be
is
patient.
by Domestic Terror called Pizza Shit.
Ooh.
Number 6 is 666 Shades of Shit by that's the name of the band, and the song is called Projectile Diarrhea.
Oh man, singing about real life stuff.
Yeah.
Hits home.
Number 5 is by a band called Kinker, and it's called Big Shit. Number 4 is by Cattle Decapitation called Humaner. I don't fucking
Human
know.
manure.
Human manure. Yeah, that's why that looks weird. Okay. 3 is by Brownfield Human Race, and it's called Fatal Constipation.
Ooh, that's the worst. The
Number 2 is by Head Cramp. It's called I Gotta Shit. And number 1 is Metallica's Battery.
Battery.
What?
Batteries about pooping?
So it says, we know St. Anger might seem like the more obvious
Well, that
metallic
Saint Anger
choice
album
given
was
the
just
whole
poop.
you flush it out bit, but this is clearly the superior song about shitting. Not just musically either. The metaphor in Battery is far more subtle. Pounding out aggression turns into obsession, cannot kill the battery. What? I don't know where these people got the idea. Okay. That is their version of the top 10 best metal songs
Hey, 'cause
about
I
pooping.
thought that album was all about drugs and shit.
Well, I'm sure it is.
and shit, he said
is-
it.
This is why it came from Metal Socks. So that was All right.
Well, thanks
All
for that,
right.
Morgan.
You're welcome. I'll
Little
send you
side
the
note
link.
we took on there.
That was education.
Yeah, right? I'm actually going to listen to... I pulled up Love Dump because I'm like, how's that song go again?
I really like that song.
It's like the spoof of Love
So
Gun.
speaking of
Love
shit,
Gun, oh.
not that your music is shit or anything that you listen to, but what are some of the metal bands that got you into metal?
And how can you relate them to human feces? No, I got nothing.
That was enough poop talk for
There's
tonight.
enough poop
Yeah.
talk. We're done with the poop talk. Charlie, we're done with the poop talk, all right?
Leave your shit at the door.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Morgan, what was the question? I'm sorry.
I asked
got
them what their
derailed.
influences were that got them started in metal.
Into metal. But
Way too many.
the late 90s, my dad, I'm sorry, late 80s. Oh my God, I'm old. The late 80s. Wow. The late 80s, my dad gave me a Black Sabbath record. So I think that was my first exposure to harder music.
Nice.
It was like used, just Paranoid LP.
It was Paranoid?
Yeah,
Paranoid?
that was my first. Probably my dad handed me that, and then Iron Maiden all the way. I was like every single record. I was obsessed with Iron Maiden, and then I think that it was a big journey. I think like around 1991, I went from like Iron Maiden into like really brutal death metal, like Incantation, Suffocation, all the bands in it end with Asian back in the day. No, back in the day it was like literally 95% of those bands ended with Asian. I even
Really?
had yeah. And then
Wow.
it was different. And then out of nowhere, I think that honestly, I discovered Opeth in '94. I think I saw them live for their first tour, and they changed it between them and early Catatonia. But I think it was Opeth really what changed the game. And then immediately afterwards, I discovered Anathema, and then I discovered a lot of Italian music. And then I started listening to a lot of Italian music.
Like?
Like Lacuna Coil.
Partially as well. Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, they were great. No, I'm talking about non-metal Italian music. And then I completely removed myself and explored a lot of different genres, like all over the place, really. Going from like, in the mid-90s, I liked a lot of the Warp record stuff, like Apex Twin or Square Pusher, Arctic Ray, and all that stuff. Went to crustcore, like It's Yours Gone, and Tragedy. I love that stuff. I'm a big fan of crustcore.
Then I just went
And,
into crustcore.
DB.
Yeah, DB. I love DB, all DB. I love that stuff. And then it moved to Chicago, got exposed to and I think that's a big one really. When I moved to Chicago, Dude, the Chicago coming from overseas, the Chicago sound was a different world. Like all these bands, and they were my peers. I was working at Jinx Cafe. I was like 19 or 20, I think, and I was hanging out every day with the Gavin Joan of Arc and Tortoise and all these people. And I'm like, this is a different musical language. It was different, 'cause I was so used to like from the 90s with Scandinavian sound or the Italian sound. I'm sure you're aware. A lot of Italian sound means a lot of horror movies, music, or for some reason we have it in our blood. Italians are really good at making horror.
Pasta punk? Don't you listen?
Pasta punk.
I have never heard this term. That sounds awesome. Was there a lot of macaroni?
I like that. Oh yeah, roll with the shrimp.
You're a
That's my
big fan of
favorite.
horror flicks?
Oh yeah.
Oh, me too.
Absolutely. Did you get the new
horror flicks.
Suspiria DVD Blu-ray just came out.
Okay,
Look into
but they're
that.
remaking it.
No, I'm talking about the original one.
The original?
Like the reissue. They made it look good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, like D'Argento had a black. I used to run into him when I was a teenager.
What? You just
at the
ran into
shop.
him like?
Yeah, he had a little shop downtown by my school. They had a little horror shop. Kind of like how we. It's kind of interesting.
Feed me, Seymour.
Kind of like how we had in Berwyn we had Horribles.
Horribles, yeah.
Yeah, the same thing in Rome. There's like horror shop in D'Argento. Sometimes you'd be in and out, hanging out. Yeah,
Just be fucking chilling.
just chilling. Yeah. And sometimes we think the grass is always greener. There's a lot we take for granted here in Chicago. There's so many wonderful people that we see here every day, and like, hey, we are here in Chicago, surrounded by wonderful people. I'm sure on the other side of the world, some people's looking at stuff that we do every day and saying, "Wow, those folks out there in the Midwest are having a great time."
Yeah. Have a great time every day.
You know it.
Every day.
Every day. Well, sweet. Well, let's go down the line. Brian, musical interest. What got you into the metals?
Well, I grew up in the 90s and 2000s. I'm not quite that old, Fabio.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Grew up listening to Limp Bizkit.
No, well, unfortunately, I have heard a couple of those songs.
Okay.
But I grew up listening to like Korn, Slipknot.
That's like Limp
Kind of
Bizkit.
business. That's horrible.
Hey,
It's okay,
I
Brian. I'm
love
with you.
Tool. That was a big Tool guy. But I've always been a big classic rock guy. Like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Rush. Those have been my main
The classics,
influences.
yeah.
So
AC/DC?
I'm not really a big
Come
AC
on,
I'm-
brah.
It's not my favorite.
Brah.
Not
Come
my
on,
favorite.
brah.
Hey, he's a bass player.
Yeah, I do like strong
Come on,
bass,
Varaha,
bass players.
brah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Like Primus, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
All right. Joel?
Yeah, I would say I started off classic rock. The school I went to, everyone was either a Deadhead or listened to Led Zeppelin, and I took the Led Zeppelin route. So I did that, and then when I got to high school, I met a dude who was like all into thrash. So like he turned me on to Anthrax, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna start playing fast on guitar and all that jazz. And yeah, I went from thrash to guttural death metal.
Hair metal, man. Tell him I.
Oh,
You're big into hair metal?
oh yeah.
Did you have the poofy hair?
No.
Oh, it'd be a lot cooler if you did.
We have pictures.
You got the tights.
The tights?
He's got the tights.
No, well, what he's talking
The
about,
leather
I have a joke band that we do.
Okay.
Hair party. We're called Hair Party. It's the Dave Horniak. He does drums.
Oh,
for
Dave
us.
from
Livewire,
Livewire.
yeah.
he's a great guy.
Really?
So, no, yeah, I love all those hair bands. Don't get me wrong. Rat rules.
I think we just all like
It's
the
like Charlie knew you were coming.
Yeah.
Rat-
Uh-huh.
Hair Party Chicago?
Rat
looking up right
Twisted
now.
Sister.
I think all over.
no,
we just
no,
like
no Chicago,
Oh.
just Hair Party. But
Nice.
yeah, then from death metal, just went to other types of metal. Got into Amorphous and all those more melodic bands.
Is that it?
That's it.
Perfect.
So yeah, I think as far as a band, we have similar but different influences, which helps, and we make that all kind of fuse together. And
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we butt heads a lot, but, in the end, there's a communication. As long as you have in the end, all this genre really don't mean nothing, really. As long as you have a common sensibility, you can play a melody, singing it, or with a distorted guitars, or with a classical instrument, it's all about musical sensibility, versus specific genre. I think that's what we have in common. We're trying really to get away from like these limitations and just kind of do whatever we want, as long as the emotion and adapt and the passion of the music is conveyed.
That's me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it comes together nicely. You guys have a very unique sound.
I appreciate it. It's a
Let's-
tough one. Yeah.
Let's play another track off of the self-titled EP. What is the next song you would like to play?
We can play actually, this is more like an interlude that we collaborate with a fantastic artist, Chicago artist, Bruce Lamont, actually. This La Mela is an instrumental interlude before It Takes a Ghost to Kill a Ghost. La Mela is in Italian means the apple, and it's directly referred to Adam and Eve, and the apple, and the concept of sin, and the three songs in the EP are somewhat connected as far as looking back in the past. And honestly, in this song, this interlude is only a cello player from the orchestra and Bruce Lamont with some nice saxophone tunes.
It's a lot to delay.
And then our producer, Adam Stilson, mixed it. We talked about making it more soundtracky and cinematic. It's like an example, like, hey, guess what? The metal we heard earlier is Varaha, but what we're about to listen is also Varaha in many ways, because you don't need to have distortion always in order to convey a specific mood.
All right. Well, here we
And
go.
it's just enough time when we play it before our first song. We have time to set up and get
Yeah.
ready to go.
It works very well as an
Yeah,
intro
it's
for
like
the
the
7
perfect
minutes and 21 seconds.
Gives us enough time to set up.
No, I'm kidding.
La Mela.
It's a minute 22.
Yeah.
Oh, like, okay, wait a second. We got the wrong track.
No, we're
Did I
good.
send you wrong tracks?
Megan's
Here we
messing up.
Uh-huh.
Say, old boy, are you up for some heavy metal? Have you heard the metal experience? With Luco Blaze and Whippersnapper? Oh, yes, and the ravishing and dashing Morgan. Oh, yeah. Well, tune in to themetalexperience.com for some heavy metal. Yes, this metal Smash it. Metal experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard La Mela, right? I pronounced it? Yeah.
Got it.
And that was another track off of the Varaha self-titled CD. I am Luke O'Blaze with Morgan Danielle. And sitting next to me is Charlie the Chuckle Factory. And that was another Varaha. That was an interlude track, correct?
Yeah.
Well, it's about that time of the night when Charlie the Chuckle Factory gives us a couple two, three things. Charles,
Yo.
is that what you plan on doing right now?
Yeah.
All right.
It's time for Chatting with Chuckles.
Chatting with Chuckles. What do you got for us this week?
I got a couple of tour newses.
Okay.
Hey, 2 tour newses and 1 local show.
All right. Well, give me, you know what? Give me the tour news first and save the local show for last.
All right. Black Dahlia Murder starts tour May 19th in St. Cloud, Minnesota. Stops in Chicago at House of Blues with Whitechapel.
June 8th.
June 8th?
Yep.
All right. What else you got for us, cool guy?
Doors are at. This is weird. Doors are at 4:45.
It's
pretty
because
early.
Whitechapel and Black Dahlia Murder are both playing full albums.
Ah.
And they're also playing with Flesh God Apocalypse and Aversion's Crown. Right? Aversion's Crown's on there too?
I don't know. You tell me.
Flesh God Apocalypse. And Aversion's Crown and Shadows of Intent.
Yeah. So both of those albums and then the combined sets of everybody else, it's going to be a long show.
All right. Sweet.
How hard it is to get down there at 4.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Stupid.
June 30th, they're going to be playing at Gas Monkey Bar and Grill in Dallas, Texas.
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah. And then their tour ends August 25th for a newborn open air in Vorstadt, Germany.
Nice.
You're going to that, though, right?
Possibly.
Cool.
Next.
Bush is going to be on tour starting June 6th.
Bush's Baked Beans?
No.
Oh, okay.
No baked beans.
Damn it.
Just Bush.
Oh, Bush.
Just hairy vaginas. Right? Is that correct?
Yes.
If you're into the 70s.
Their tour starts in Henderson, Nevada, stops in Chicago area for 2 shows. June 29th in Rock Island and the 30th in Tinley Park.
Okay.
Bush will be playing at Rockfest. And then their tour ends September 22nd in San Antonio, Texas.
That's a whole lot of Bush.
Ooh.
That's a lot of Bush. Morgan, how much Bush is it?
I don't know.
Bruh.
Enough to have to trim the hedges back a little bit.
Bruh, how much Bush is it? Okay.
Brian, he was asking a question.
Brian,
Me?
how much Bush is it?
Turn the dial to 11. That's
Okay, nice. Oh my God, so it's running down the legs too. Okay.
Wow.
Someone had a long winter.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Charles. What
Keeps
else
you
got for
warm.
us?
And then, Morgan, you were talking about Reverb Nation.
Yeah.
Reverb Nation got The Unlawful on a
nice.
3-day festival.
Cool.
In Mansfield, Ohio.
Okay.
What does that mean?
They're playing a 3-day festival in Ohio. That's what that means.
Unlawful?
The Unlawful.
Who is that?
That punk band that we know. Hello. The Unlawful. You played a show with them in Bradley, Illinois, long time ago.
I don't even know where Bradley, Illinois is.
It's by Peoria.
It's in Illinois.
It's in Illinois? The Unlawful.
Mike from that band that you tried out for is in it. We'll talk later.
Mike.
Look it up. Continue,
Off
Charlie.
air.
The 3-day fest is going to be July.
Oh my God.
I got it.
You're retarded. Continue, Charlie.
July 13th to the 15th.
Nice. Good for them.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's awesome. Who are
This
they
is in
playing with?
Bradley?
Anybody?
Some of the bands that are playing
That's
is
going to be in Ohio.
Rise Against Bush.
What? They're playing with Bush.
Play with the hairiest Bush.
A Day to Remember.
Oh my God.
The Unlawful is playing Sunday with Black Label Society, Hate
What?
Breed,
What?
Suicidal Tendencies.
What?
Nice. Can't bring me down.
That's pretty sweet. Good for them.
That's
All I wanted was a
got.
Pepsi.
All right. And then what did you bring for us to hear tonight?
I brought
Song about hairy vaginas.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of Bush, we've got the song.
Fret.
No, that's the name of the band.
Name of the song is Lay It Down.
Lay it
Lay it down and shave it.
Great tune.
All right.
Play
Here's
some fucking-
some hair metal. It was meant to be tonight.
Yes.
And this Charlie brought, it's off of Power Rock Volume 1.
An oldie but a goodie. Bringing it back to the infomercials.
Hi, this is Joe.
This is Kristen.
I'm Eric. And Anthony from Programmable Animal, and you're listening to the Metal Experience.
What's going on, guys? We just heard Lay It Down by Rat.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging out with Varaha.
Varaha.
Continue.
Here with Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze.
Luco Blaze?
That's really my middle name.
It's his
Isn't that
real
crazy?
name.
What a bunch of asshole parents.
Otherwise
really
known
cool
as I am Coda Jr.
Is that like your porn name, Luco Blaze?
That's just my real name.
Oh.
You could ask him. He's got a couple tattoos that you would
My
think
porn
that.
name is Big Stupid Dummy Head.
And on our net,
thought it was like your
and on our Netflix, it's Sir Shits a Lot.
Sure, Sir Shits a Lot is my Netflix name. You know, they actually sent me something like Sir Shits a Lot. I think you'd really enjoy this. I'm like, what is this? Because I forgot you changed it to that. I saw it today. Actually, I might still have the.
That's
Email.
awesome. We do this thing where we change each other's
it.
profile names. And
No, I don't change hers.
no, he does because it's definitely not my brother. He called me Poop Monster.
That's
That's
I didn't
not
do
true.
that.
He totally stop fucking lying. I don't like you
Yeah.
just denying this. So
I
I changed
poop
it
a lot,
to
so I
Sir
relate
Shits a
everything
lot.
to poop, and I don't know.
It's
I got a
stupid.
problem.
Very, the comfort level is there.
It's so dumb. But we're back and we're talking metal. Good metal.
Not poop. Morgan, stop talking about poop.
I'm not talking about poop anymore. You're talking about poop.
You did bring it up.
Just
Poop
just
monster.
happened. So you guys actually brought a couple little snippets of brand new music that you're working on.
Yes.
And we say snippets because they're not
They're like,
very
remember
long
those
tracks.
candy nibs?
Yes.
Kind of like that, just a little
Yes.
taste.
Just a little taste.
Although they're
What's-
very long,
What's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
The mayhem, or Mela.
So do you think that we could play one right now?
Sure.
Which
I don't know which one you have.
snippet?
What do they have?
How many snippets do we have?
We have 3 snippets.
Three.
You have Climax in Exile, which is actually a song we've been playing live for about 3 years now. So it's one of the old songs that we decided to include into the record. And it's more of a rock and roll. It's kind of like a rock and roll anthem, if it makes sense. It's the shortest of the songs in the full length. And it's, I guess, the most upbeat song in full length in some ways.
I would say.
You
It's
know?
definitely the more rock.
It's the more rock song in the record. The other one is the ending instead of the beginning of.
He might not know where he's at right now.
I just look over Brian's like hand motions. I don't know. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
whatever. Sure. I don't know.
Then we brought in the ending of Severance, and Severance will be actually the title. Not the title track. I'm sorry, the first track on the record, and we just want to play the finale of the song because it means a lot to us, and we like it a lot. And then ultimately, we actually brought a snippet of the title track of the full length.
The titular track?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passage.
Yeah, the record will be called A Passage for Lost Years.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Brian.
Welcome back, Ryan. Yeah,
So
yeah.
which snippet do you want to play first?
Passage?
No, that's.
Let's keep that.
We'll save the best for last.
Okay.
Well, let's do
Let's do climax.
Let's do climax.
Okay.
Let's do a rock song.
We're in need of
If
a
you're into
climax
that.
right now.
The song is actually called Climax and Exile. In full.
So don't forget
Climax
to
for
exhale after your climax
No.
when we come back in from the metal experience. And get ready to climb.
This is not rock and roll.
Goddamn right. This is the Metal Experience, and now back to Morgan and Luco.
All right, we are back in black. The Metal Experience. We just heard another Varaha song. Morgan, what was that titled?
You tell me. Climax and Exile.
Climax and
And it was
Exile.
a snippet. It's not the whole song.
And it's the unmastered version, right?
Yeah, this is not a final
Rough
product. These are
tracks.
very rough tracks from the full length. They're not. We don't have final mixes and masters, but we just want to give you guys a premiere.
Something
of,
for the audience ears.
Yeah,
Heyo.
just a little,
Thank you.
little taste of what the new record will sound like.
So you said that song had been around for a few years already. What is it about?
Oh, it's a weird one. I don't like to necessarily answer. I don't like to answer the question about what our songs are about because I would like for everybody to find their own meaning within the songs. I think that reading the lyrics, I want everybody to kind of like find their own interpretation. And I'm sure we can all relate to that one. I'm sure there's some songs that, we listen to them, we take for granted, and then maybe a year down the line, we hear a song that we heard many times, and it means something completely different because we're in a different moment in our life. And I think that, interestingly, the song is somewhat about that. In life, you work very hard and you try to reach a goal, and things come to a very good point, and then everything can and may fall apart in your hands, and you have to start from scratch. Or the opposite, sometimes you reach a goal and something you wanted, and then you realize that it's not what you wanted. So it can go both ways, really. So there's very different meanings for that, reaching something and getting kicked out, reaching something, realizing that's not good for you, really reaching something that's magic and losing it. I think that especially now as we get older, we start losing people around us. We lost people that we love. People around us are getting older and reach a point in our lives that is, huh?
That was not me.
What?
That was not me. That was your trusty bass slapper.
Just joking, Bobby.
Off of the new album, what is your favorite song that you've written?
I think the title track would be my favorite. Well, it's complicated. I think the title track, the stuff we can talk about yet. I think A Passage for Lost Year, the title track, is possibly my favorite because that has the most collaboration between all of us. I think that when Varaha started, I was primarily in charge of composition, and then Joel and I would start arranging, and then little by little, Climax and Exile came up to be, interestingly. And I think that Joel, as Joel started understanding what I was trying to do, and as I was learning from Joel what he wanted to do, we started feeding off each other and working together, started composing all the songwriting in collaboration. And all of a sudden, when Brian joined us and when David Swanson joined us, all really started working, not only in regards of arrangement, but also in regards to songwriting, composition. So it made it really hard sometimes because obviously, I have a vision. I can be strict sometimes. I have a plan. My background is directing for film, so I kind of have a plan in mind. But then part of directing also means to learn from people, learn from their ideas, and ultimately we all share the same goal. No matter what you do, it could be music, it could be film, it could be theater, it could be whatever. You just surround yourself with wonderful, talented people and learn from them and sit back and you know what? Let me see what you have to say. What do you have to say? I want to learn from you. I want to feed off of you. And I think The Passage for Lost Year is the prime example of all four of us collaborating. And once I kind of laid down, okay, guys, this is the idea that I have. This is the concept that I'm going for. This is the core of the music. And then we all kind of got together and said, well, this could happen. Almost like as if we were writing a storyline. Well, this could have happened beforehand. This is this could have happened afterwards. And then we all pretty much collaborated very intensively. It took about maybe 4 months to finalize the structure of the song. And we've done that for most of our tracks as well, including Cubicle, the first track that you heard. Actually, it's not the same now anymore. Actually, the ending has changed. That's why live Cubicle, we play different ending. We realized that in some ways we want to have the listener, and this will be very important, especially once the record comes out, people understand what we're talking about, to have very an understanding there's two Varahas. There's a Varaha that you want to listen to at home. There's more somber. That is more reflective. It's like room music. That those records that you say when you're at home by yourself, you're gonna play them, and it's all about you. And it's about you being alone in a room. That's what I mean by that. And just, hey, this is my music. This is my time. This is me alone in a room. But then there's also Varaha that we play live, where we are grittier. We want to be grittier. We do not want to be the same as the record. The record is going to be more pristine, more
Polished.
purposely in many ways. But then on purpose, live, we want to have a raw element. We are a metal band, but we are also a rock band. We all have very different backgrounds. Brian was just saying, he does not have a similar music backstory that we have, but that's important because guess what? When we play live, it should sound grittier, should sound like a live band. We don't want to bore anybody on stage. We want to bring a higher energy, a higher, even like the Joel was saying, we all have different musical histories that are very, very, sometimes even non-melodic, hey, and when we're playing live, this is a show, let's bring some of that energy live that is more raw, that is more gritty, and that's why there's also an ambivalence as well into that. And I think that A Passage for Lost Years, to answer the question, captures that not only philosophically, because that's how, not only pragmatically, because that's how it happened, but also philosophically, A Passage for Lost Year really is about, it's about a lot of things, once people will read the lyrics, they will make up their mind, but it's also about looking back, I think. I think this record is really about looking back in many ways. I think that the EP was about standing still in many ways between the thematics. I think the full length is about looking back. I went through 2 very rough years in my life, and I think that a lot of those years are definitely mirrored within the lyrics and the music of the record, and then they're also enriched by Joel and Brian and Dave and turn into something else completely.
Now the CD, is it going to have the whole inlay with all lyrics and everything on it?
Yeah, we both the vinyl and the CD. Hopefully, it will have
released it in vinyl also.
It will be.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
it will have. It will be released worldwide. Yeah.
And do you have artwork and everything done for it yet, or
That's in the process.
We're not ready to disclose that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but the art. Yeah, there's artwork. It will be released worldwide in vinyl, and
do you have an official / unofficial release date that you're shooting for, or
we cannot announce that yet.
So, well, it could be a vague by the end of the year.
We're not allowed.
Don't even know.
Oh my gosh.
We can't. Yeah, we can't.
Oh.
We can't disclose any of that information yet.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't want the Men in Black coming in here. We're like,
I don't know anything.
I never heard of any of it.
Yeah.
Well, we got. Don't we have one more full song?
We do.
Won't we play one more full? What's the last full track we have?
No, we haven't played it. It Takes a Ghost to Kill a Ghost. It Takes a Ghost to Kill a Ghost was the final track from the EP.
All right. Well, let's do it. It Takes a Ghost to Kill a Ghost. Hoo, hoo.
Hi, we're Debility, and I'm Zach.
I'm Sean.
Johnny Taco.
I'm Ryan. They've locked us in this room. There's no food in here. I'm cold and tired. They want us to tell you that you're listening to the
Metal Experience.
Please send help.
Nice. Woo, woo. We are back. Morgan Danielle, Lugo Blaze with Charlie the Chuckle Factory. And that was another Varaha track that was off the self-titled EP. That was It Takes a Ghost to Kill a Ghost. That's a sweet track. How did you come up with that? Please do tell. His now wife. Yeah, the song came up actually. The song yeah. Did you have a ghost issue that
No, we were, again, it's about concept. You know, me and Joel in 2013, we were, we started working on it for a while. It's actually possibly, this is the first, not the second. Because actually, Asphalt Lands is the first one. This is the second song that Joel and I actually started working on. We were having conversation about, life in the past. I remember what we were talking about, to be honest with you, and then, his now wife, was around, and she said, yeah, you're right, it takes a ghost to kill a ghost. And I looked at her, I was like, you just named our song. So...
That sounded good, yeah.
Boom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mic drop. What was she saying that in context to?
Well, it was something about, I don't remember, sometimes about relationship and other people, and...
Is that like a saying or something?
No, she creates sayings. She's a great writer, so she just, that's her
Just came up with it?
Yeah, she just came up with it, yeah.
Humans can't kill ghosts, so... Ghostbusters. Well... Only in the movies.
Ghosts are already dead. Yeah, exactly. So because of that, a human can kill ghost. And that was kind of like the context. Well, guess what? It takes a ghost to kill a ghost. Yeah. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. Also, you just named our song. And I kind of like create a concept around that.
Stuck.
Shout
out
to your wife. What's your name?
Christy.
Shout out to Christy.
Woo!
So yes, like you said, sometimes it's funny how sometimes the music can come up, like whether Joel or I come up with a musical concept, actually music written down, or sometimes really there's a book, there's a notepad by my shower. I start singing out loud and get out the shower, write down notes. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's 90% of what I do is me getting literally jumping out the shower on a notepad and write down notes.
You should dry off first. No, he writes all of his lyrics soaking wet.
No, not lyrics, the music. I have music sheets by my bed, literally just write down their music on the fly. And then on the other hand,
it's the hot water. Gets the juices flowing. It's the what?
I did that with the bass too. Yeah, absolutely. There's one time that I was having surgery, I couldn't play guitar, so I literally had a microphone rig set up in the bathroom, so I would just click record at that point. But so you have you write music, and sometimes guess what? Sometimes says something is important to you and has a meaning, it has a story. It all comes down to storytelling. Really, I think a lot of our music really is storytelling, and sometimes it start off with a title, and then from the title afterwards, we created music, the soundtrack to that concept.
It's alright. We're good. Well, I think it's about that time, Morgan.
It's about that time.
Whoa, time for Hey, look what I found.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, this week and every week, always brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for all your information on all your recording needs. This week we have from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the band A Malicious Plague. The track, Dwellers of Disintegration. Morgan, let's do it!
Now, back to the metal experience.
Did you say hookers and blow?
No, I said the metal experience.
That's not nearly as good.
All right, we just heard a malicious plague. We just heard a malicious plague.
My ears.
That band was from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that track was "Dwellers of Disintegration." And that was the review of that EP is up on our website under the reviews from the Crypt section, and that was done by one of our writers, Cole Space. He did a review of their EP. Pretty cool stuff. So check out the Metal Experience. Go to Reviews from the Crypt, and all the reviews that have been done over the years for the random Buy-It-Ass CDs and stuff that we've done is all right there. And then that segment, like every week, is always brought to you by Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for all your recording needs. I always jump over that and stupid burp.
Were you going to say information superhighway?
All your information superhighway. Well, anyway, I'm Luca Blaze with Morgan Danielle. Sitting next to me is Charles the Chuckle Factory, giving creepy winks out to children. And we're still rocking out here in the dungeon of Fitz's Lanes in Elmhurst. Fitz's Spare Keys. I don't know what is it?
Spare Keys, right? Keys.
It used to be Fitz's Lanes and something else. I don't even remember. But we're rocking out here with Varaha. And I can't say it without adding that little at the end. But
pulling the Hetfield on you.
Pulling the little Hetfield on you. Where can everyone find Whoa. Hey-yo. Really good. Where can everyone... You guys have some shows coming up.
We do.
We have some really good shows.
Actually, this Saturday.
Saturday.
The 26th at Cobra Lounge.
Nice.
With DeLorean.
Cobra Lounge has very good food also.
Yes. Their wings are
we're very excited about the show this Saturday, May 26th. DeLorean is a great band. It's like the rebirth of the guys from A Gal Look. So if people like A Gal Look, they should
or
definitely check
Agalock.
Agalock or A Gal Look. It's Agalock. Yeah. If they, it's part of me, I'm ESL.
Nice.
If I'm pretty stoked. I just play with them. They're great people. Respect their music, and they're really good composers too. We're gonna have a really good time. We also have one more show coming up in July. We'll be playing with Chemist at Reggie's July 1st.
Sunday.
July 1st with Chemist. Both shows this Saturday, May 26th, and July 1st are 17 and up shows. So there's no excuse. Come out.
No one under 17, though.
But no one under 17.
No.
Sorry, Luco.
Sorry. Fuck. I'll bring my fake ID. My 17-year-old fake ID.
Nice.
So that was that you said Reggie's?
No,
July was Reggie's.
July is Reggie's. This Saturday, May 26th, with Pelorian at Cobra Lounge, and Sunday, July 1st, with Chemist at Reggie's.
Nice. Now, where can everybody find the band online? Like, what's the most convenient?
We have the Facebook.
Link?
Yeah, sure. We have Facebook, Varaha Chicago on Facebook. Always please like our page. But ultimately, we can find our music everywhere on Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, Amazon Music. If you go to our website, varahaband.com, that's VARAHA, varahaband.com. It has links to all of our social media. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Varaha Official.
Awesome. And the artwork that you guys already had on your EP, who did that?
My brother in Rome, actually.
Your brother in
Rome? There's a very magic, the oldest cemetery in Rome. Magic shop. Well, kind of, actually. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of darkness in that cemetery. Verano in Rome is a very old, the oldest cemetery downtown Rome. And a lot of us used to spend a lot of evening during our lesson, just hanging out there. I mean, it's historical, huge, humongous, beautiful cemetery, and it has a lot of beautiful statues. And the statue there is at the entrance of the cemetery, so it's kind of an iconic statue. In Rome, again, a lot of our music is about elegies. And I just told my brother overseas, you know what, I need you to do me a favor. Why don't you go there and take a picture for me? So I sent my brother to take a picture of that statue, and then we have part of our teammates we have a design team that helped us. I told them, hey, make this a little grittier and dirtier, and they added some filters to make it look a little older. So
Nice.
yeah, a little.
That's really cool. Well, we still have a couple of snippets of brand new music to play. I know one you wanted to go out listening to for the end of the night to go out with a bang. So what's the next snippet that we're going to hear?
The next snippet would be the ending of Severance. So instead, we're playing the finale, the ending of this song, which hopefully will be the opening track for our full length.
All right, here is Severance, a snippet.
Hey, this is Danny from Eileen Shit, and we don't appreciate you assuming our gender.
And you're listening to us on the Metal Experience. Don't fight them.
And we are back. That was another snippet track.
So, just a disclaimer: those are unmastered,
unmixed,
unmixed,
They're not rough, baby. You
rough,
like it rough?
rough babies
from the full length.
It's exciting. It's awesome to hear some music before it comes out. Just makes you want to grab the album as soon as it comes out. When you disclose that date, we'll be able to share it with the world on our Facebook page and all of that fun social media stuff.
Nice.
So definitely looking forward to that. What opportunities have you had so far as a group that have gotten you further in your career? Like, have you played with national acts? Have you been offered a label deal? Like, anything exciting?
We did have probably one of our big shows. We got to open for Amorphous at Reggie's. That was a pretty good opportunity.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Any embarrassing moments?
By the last show, actually, the microphone fell off of your speaker cabinet.
That may or may not have happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Off of the audio, the cabinet just completely fell off. No one bumped it.
No,
I don't know what happened, but
at one point,
I was not in the video recording for some reason.
What?
I think the bass player knocked it out.
We
on
lost
purpose.
Joel, yeah.
From the other side of the stage.
Yeah.
It's always the bassist.
It's always the bass player.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You know what? We've been pretty fortunate. No one's fallen off the stage or all that. So yeah. Yet.
Knock on particle board tables.
That's all I got.
Are there any music videos out?
Not yet.
Not yet.
There. A few things are in the works, but there's nothing out yet as far as videos. I think that until we have, we can actually zero in a record release announcement, then we'll be able to roll in with a lot of stuff that we've been compiling. I will tell you this: we documented the whole recording, so we had our media team basically take pictures and video of the whole recording process. So we have documentation and content for whole recording, and hopefully eventually we'll be able to use that and show kind of hey, this is what happened behind the scenes, and we may use that for an official LP release date. Again, we don't want to give a release date now because, again, the record is not done. What you guys heard is a mixed, unmastered product. It gives you an idea of what the record will sound like. But, for now, we also don't want to jinx it. We want to make sure that, it's our first release, our first full length. And yes, we'll make sure that it's going to be perfect.
Absolutely. Well, just a few announcements to wrap up the night as we wind down a little bit. Let's start with our friends in God Dementia and Elbow Deep and Predator.
Love them.
Are playing
The
this
movie
Thursday.
Predator?
No.
Oh.
Wishful thinking. They're playing with Cannabis Corpse Thursday, May 24th, this Thursday at Reggie's.
Reggae's.
Be sure to check that out.
Oh, yeah. Love those bands.
Also, coming out is the EP Solipsis by Inhuman Remnants, coming out June 1st. And they have a brand new t-shirt and sweatpants design. It's what they call a tracksuit up on their Big Cartel page. So be sure to check that out. They're from Canberra, Australia. They're really, really cool. They're a death grind
Canberra,
band.
huh?
Canberra. I'm, just making that name up because I probably am saying it wrong.
No, she just made up. They're
Tonson announced that there's
two
tickets
towns
that they're
over.
selling for their show at the Wire in Berwyn for June 9th. They're playing with Arabella, Speaking with Ghosts, Capital Vices, and
Steve Irwin?
I don't know what that other band is.
What is it?
I
Pronounce
don't know.
it.
They did a hashtag, not a hashtag, but they tagged a page, but I don't think that's.
What did it say?
Apathy Orchid. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that sounds
I don't know what
legit.
that is. But anyway, Alter Perceptions have announced that they are releasing a brand new album finally called Malice on June 22nd. The link for pre-orders is going to be up on their website and Facebook super soon. But check out this artwork. Well, for me on my phone.
Yay!
That's awesome. That is their artwork.
Damn.
That's Alter Perceptions.
It's a guy with his body
It reminds
is
me of
falling
something
apart.
out of a horror
Man.
movie. It's pretty sweet.
Wow.
June 23rd, mark your calendars for the Subterraneans Toastmania. It's happening again.
What
and
does
just
that
a
mean?
couple bands playing. Toastmania is Texas Toast Chainsaw Massacres. Toastamania, I don't know. They do a show every year. It's a bunch of bands playing. So just a few that I can read because these names are crazy looking. Ugly Bones, Gobbler, Predator, Rain, Elbow Deep, and
Predator the movie?
Lich King, Leeway from New York
Sure.
City, Condition, Gritty Gal. I can't read the rest of these. They're super crazy writing, but it's going to be $15.
Sound it out.
3 p.m. and it's 17 and up. So make sure you go to that.
Nice.
Looking through our old posts from 2011, because I've been doing the show for 7 years now, and I was kind of just like wondering, when did we start doing certain things? Back in December of 2011, we went to our first Claus Fest, set up a table full of stuff, and we do this all the time. Always ask bands, if you've got more stickers you want to give out, any flyers for shows, CDs, anything that you would like us to pass out that you want to part with, we will pass out at the shows that we attend. And the next one that we're going to for that we can pass out at is June 16th at Reggie's for Wook Fest. We're going to set up a table and hand out everything from T-shirts to CDs to stickers to pins to wristbands, anything that bands have given us for the past few months, even some of our old stuff that we're going to give out for free.
We have so much stuff.
A ridiculous amount of stuff that we need to get rid of. And there will be new
Not that we need to get rid of, that we need to force it into your body.
I'll take it.
But we're
all of it.
Also selling Metal Experience merch that night too.
Jeep.
But the first time that we did this, I didn't realize how many bands we had on the table. Within 6 months of doing the show, we had a table set up next to Cataplexy.
Sexy.
We outsold them, apparently.
Outsold
but we
them? How?
Selling anything.
We were giving stuff away for free.
So we had stuff from Amora, Armored Assault, This Is Where You Run, Dead Ringers, Split Lid, Grace the Damned, Lords of the Trident, Panzer, Phase Extermination, Yeti, Lords of the Drunken Pirate Crew, and Theophagy.
Hell yeah.
Theophagy?
Yeah. And we had Dave walking around with a free stuff. Free stuff, like...
On his mohawk.
No, that was the second time around. He was holding it. We were making him run around with it on his back and everything, just saying free stuff. So it's always a good time. And for those that are interested in what we can do to help promote you, just hit us up on Facebook or the Metal Experience at yahoo.com, and we can give you all the information as to how you can get to us for some stuff that you want us to pass out for you. It's always fun. People like free stuff, and we like handing it out to as many people as we can.
Get to us.
Yeah. Get to us. Wings of Severance have a brand new shirt design coming out, but in the meantime, you have 3 shirts, a tank top, and a hoodie you can choose from in the meantime. So watch their page for a new shirt release. Chicago Damnation Fest is happening this year at Dirty Nelly's out in Palatine.
Damnation or Damnation?
Domination.
Wait. Domination's a completely different word.
Why do you constantly question what I say? Shut up.
You said damnation, and now you're saying domination.
Domination. Okay. So it's 3 days, July 26th through 28th, Dirty Nelly's. Just a few names that I can actually read off this list that are playing this year. Broken Hope.
Yes.
To
Mike.
Violently Vomit.
Oh.
Gorgasm.
Violently Vomit.
Condemned. Post-mortal possession.
Sounds legit.
Cognitive. Putrid Pile. Wounds. Whore of Bethlehem.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow, wee wow.
I can't do the rest. There's
yeah, you
no way
can.
in hell.
That's about Mary.
Come on.
Yeah. So there's a ton of these bands playing.
Yeah.
That's his mommy.
It's 18 and up, and you can buy tickets right now online on brownpapertickets.com or Chicago Domination Fest 5. Also coming up is Doyle's tour As We Die, World Abomination, and the Halloween show that is going to be happening at the Forge in Joliet. Our friends in Sinister Fate are going to be playing with them.
Nice.
So you can buy tickets and more information on Sinister Fate's page. I'm trying to find which date it is on their thing. Oh, it is on Halloween. Exactly on Halloween.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On
Doyle
Halloween.
will be playing the Forge.
On exactly what Halloween
A
lands
very
on
cool
day.
article was just written.
Wednesday.
I think it's.
If you say so.
I think it's
It
online
is
only.
Wednesday.
The
Dang.
Wall Street Journal posted extreme heavy metal music, a Nick that has been around for decades is thriving in sales of both music and T-shirts, according to record company executives. Such old timers as Morbid Angel and Obituary continue to tour, joined by younger aspirants like Hate Storm Annihilation.
What? Hate Storm Annihilation? Oh yeah,
have played many shows
Hate
with a ton
Eternal.
of bands, and Hate Storm Annihilation has been mentioned by the Wall Street Journal.
Really?
How cool is that?
That's crazy. They've been on the show.
They have been
a couple
on the
of
show.
times.
And I'm pretty sure they have almost a complete band now.
Really? So they have
got-
a bassist.
Yes, they have a bassist now that has recorded with them.
When she says complete band, she means the guitarist, vocalist, and a drummer. So it's like, I think they have a complete band.
I think
so they have a bassist.
I think they for sure have a full lineup now that they've
Yeah.
been running with. So good for them. That's fucking awesome. Also wanted to mention Programmable Animal is coming out with pre-orders for their brand new album coming out now. They've got a new shirt design as well. And it's for their album End of the Tale. Their bundle is on their Big Cartel page.
Bundle.
Victims announced pre-order bundles are live for their Volume 3 Halfway Happy album that's coming out very soon.
Nice.
And also this Friday at Brower House, our friends in Pastaways are going to be playing with the Mons and the old
Hi, Mom.
Comiskis.
The old Comiskis.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
So
always be
that's-
Comiskey.
That's what I
They'll
got.
always be
Next
Comiskey.
week, Luco's not
Mitch
going to be
Trubisky.
here. And we're sadly going to miss him. So everybody but Luco will be here, and we'll be talking
Who's
with,
everyone?
I don't know, anybody that wants to come out that's
Oh,
not
okay.
you.
Oh.
And we're going to be interviewing for their second time. I can't believe it's only their second time, Never We See. And they recently released a brand new album that we're going to be playing the majority of.
Timmy.
Mr. Tim.
I'm
Mr.
pretty
Tim.
sure there's a full band now for Never We See that's
yeah.
coming. He's been posting videos of more people
He just played
than
with
just him.
Soterica.
He did. He did. So we'll be able to catch up with him of everything that he's been up to.
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
Oh, he's phenomenal. So that is everything going on. So join us at Pittsburgh Keys next week, 8 p.m.
Fightses.
I'll be struggling to set up the gear on my own. And we'll be here till about 11 o'clock next Tuesday in Elmhurst. So join us or go see Luco's, band called The Forms They Take play with the Convalescents at Livewire Lounge with Ornaco.
Heyo.
Or just come hang out with me in Elmhurst because that's the better place to
I'm
be.
going to get tacos.
I'll definitely will be
$2
here.
taco.
I'm going to get tacos.
Well, we have one last snippet. Please introduce us to this last track that we're going to...
And before that, again, where you guys are playing the next couple of shows and where everyone can find you guys on the Information Superhighway again.
Sure. We're playing this Saturday, May 26th at Cobra Lounge together with Pelorian, and we'll be playing July 1st with Chemist at Reggie's. You can find our music on Spotify and Bandcamp and all other media outlets. And you can please follow us on Instagram at Varaha Official or on Facebook at Varaha Chicago.
Heyo.
All right.
And we're about to introduce the
last snippet.
the title track of our full length. This is a passage for Lost Years.
Well, we cannot wait for the new album. And thank you guys so much for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Shake Dave's
Thank
hand
you.
for us and yell at him for not making it
Shake
out
his wiener
tonight.
for me, if
Oh.
you wouldn't mind.
Ooh.
Brian, I'm looking at
Brian's
you.
into that.
And here we go, the last track that'll leave you begging for more. Good night and see you next week.
Sleep
Here
tight.
is Passage.